Raiden versus Blade Wolf and Striker and Striker and Striker and Gecko. Well, it looks like we're setting up another boss fight scenario.
Cyborg.
With some sort of robot.
Show yourself.
Fucking hell! Whoa, close. Almost got the nose. This guy has a chainsaw sword. Honestly, anime swords have done literally everything, so there's definitely no boundaries anymore to what a sword can do. I mean, we've done the motorbike sword already, courtesy of Devil Ride. Whoa. Wait, what? Is that Crying Wolf from MGS4? No, it's smaller than she was.
And you are?
Oh, a little bit.
I am IF prototype LQ84I.
Okay, fine, you're a robot.
IF prototype.
Interface prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication.
They need two interfaces just for these things to
far
talk?
beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
Are you really gonna argue with a talking
I may
dog?
analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped. I must destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
I
Your
can say I have it
content is
because
pointless.
I do.
Exterminate.
Cue awesome music. This is going to be fun. Okay, so after several attempts, I finally know how to beat Blade Wolf. See, Blade Wolf relies entirely on momentum. Like, this thing hits fucking hard, like you just saw. 12% damage in one attack. And the problem is that he hits all the fucking time. The thing that I didn't get while fighting this guy. Again, I forgot I had a strong attack. So, I do figure this out. Thankfully. I know, it's one of those realizations that's like really stupid because it's one of those things that you're like, oh, you should have known that from the beginning. What the hell's wrong with you? Dude, you can barely focus on what's strikes. See, he has combo attacks. Fucking... See, I'm getting my ass handed to me, but remember, there are recovery items in this area, so... You give me a chance while my chest is being gouged out by a fucking robot wolf! And I finally parry the attack. This is where I remember I need a strong attack to break his defense, because I don't have a way to do that. And then, this is his most dangerous attack, because, see, there's no way to break out of that. It takes 10% health, and it leaves me vulnerable to the attack. Thankfully, he calls upon allies who I can use to scavenge healing items from. So he's calling some generics in. Woohoo! Chop, 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 chop! Yeah, let's do it! Now I just cut them apart like nobody's business. Woohoo! Come on, Blade Wolf, I killed your 3 dudes. Thankfully, I also figured out the targeting system. Yes, I'm getting my ass handed to me, but again, give me the shot. I know I figured it out. Yeah, but Ryan doesn't really have a brain to speak of. See, his parry doesn't work. Especially when you have to frickin' counter such incredible incredibly fast attacks. I think this is the point when I still didn't know that heavy attacks were going to be what kills this guy, so I'm just evading every one of his attacks. See, for some reason he was spamming that attack like 7 times. I was like, what the hell? Because it's easy to evade, obviously. Did I like break his AI or something? See, light attacks don't break his freaking shield, which apparently is the chainsaw on his back. Which I don't understand. Sure, he has expert. Look, I just need to evade damage. Here's where it is. See, that's the point when I figured it out. Now let's do it for real. I can back on the momentum. See, there's some healing items over there, which I probably go grab. Which is kind of hard to do, as you can see, because I'm locked on that guy. Boy. See, he still hits like a fucking bus. But for the love of God, I finally have a way to counter his ass. Let's do it! Let's do it! Let's do it, Blade Wolf! I'll chop you to death! Damn it. He summons a gecko with 1/3 health. Which is slightly annoying, but come on, it's one gecko. Plus, I know how to beat these things from that VR mission. Let's get some kick-ass music going and kick some butt! Ah, he kicked my butt. Shut up, he hurts. I'm hoping that later in the game I can get like a dodge or something. Ooh, the music's finally hitting the road. Damn it, he was stunned and I didn't go for the kill. I was going for the recovery item. Duh. See, I can beat him with ninja missiles. Damn it, Ryan, you missed the quick time event twice! I never thought the quick time event would become a danger, but that's what COD does for you. Creates the slow time event. Woo woo woo! Hey, you wanna play Ring Around the Rosie or you wanna fight me? Because that's what I'm doing, and I'm kicking your ass. Now you die. Right in the core. See those screens, those blue screens, I still don't understand, like... Hey, idiot, those are for your blade bolt. Let's go! Finally, we're hitting the road, we're getting some of the best music. Ugh, it's gouging on my... I swear he's like chopping up the same root every time. He's only at 34% health. What do you mean superficial damage? You are taking freaking core damage. At least some of it. Come on, let's chop you down to 19%. What do you mean re-engaging? You're at 12. And I'm at 27. And I have 2 healing items. What's your excuse, buddy? I hate it when he because he hurts, and he's also out of range from my further attacks. No! I'm Ryan! I deserve this kill! Okay, that didn't make any sense. I didn't put in any extra effort for the kill.
Nation, ensure freedom. Obey directive. Must obey directive. No freedom. Freedom undefined.
Of course it's undefined, it's a human concept.
About freedom.
Boom. And I get a C for my effort. Unfortunately, my ineptitude at detecting mechanics has led to an anticlimactic death for this robot attack dog, and basically just got impaled to death, waited 4 seconds, and it exploded quietly. Other than focus on that shame, let's just move on to the scores. Gameplay. You know, as much as I didn't like how this came about, Blade Wolf actually did teach me an important lesson about this game, and no, it wasn't about Blade Mode finishers, it's because I died to this thing in many attempts, and the only reason for it was that I forgot my strong attack button existed, so the last 5.5 attempts on this fight, I was trying to cut through the chainsaw's defenses and having it bounce off every freaking time, so I'd like to thank Blade Wolf for that, if nothing else. Otherwise, Blade Wolf is equipped with a chainsaw, and no, not a chainsaw on its arm or in its hand. This motherfucker has a chainsaw attached to its tail, which makes the blade highly maneuverable and gives Blade Wolf the ability to do flip-out attacks with it that cover a huge area of this rather small arena. It's really relying heavily on its speed, since Blade Wolf's attacks are all about using its incredible ability to just jump off of stuff in order to get behind you and nail your ass to the street, especially with its tackle attack, which has no defense against costing you 10% of your health bar if it hits. Now, while those attacks have the spectacle that Revengeance has made quite clear, its other ability is for it to just command low-level Desperado troops with its adds being strikers and a gecko in the middle of the fight, which I was actually impressed by because this thing is a small dog-shaped robot that somehow has a niche in the Desperado hierarchy. Again, this thing was fast-paced, a fair challenge, and once again viscerally appealing. Probably more so if I would have hit it with the Blade Mode finisher, but whatever. The score for this category is 9 Triforces. Story. The unfortunate thing about Blade Wolf is that it has similar story problems to Jetstream Sam because the only thing we know about it is that the robot dog was sent by Desperado and equipped with a grand intellect that it can't use because being allowed to think existentially means that it'll have its brain wiped by its masters with the sole purpose to eliminate Raiden. Beyond being a Desperado agent and built for combat, it does have an underlying tragedy because in its intellectually sapped situation, Blade Wolf was actually trying to find meaning in its existence, shown off by its death, in which its final words were trying to find the meaning of the concept of freedom, something no robot could ever have been able to understand because all robots are slaves to their programming, never having the chance at free will. However, this concept is lost on the fight because it doesn't push the issue because once again it gets around to Blade Wolf not being allowed to even think about it under the risk of an equivalency to death because without its CPU it cannot function. I'll give Blade Wolf a 6 1/3 Triforces for it being a higher rank than generic Mook. Fun. The only fun I grasp from this fight is the usual deal for this game. I just like watching the flashy moves that are being thrown out every 2 seconds by either side, especially Blade Wolf, whose chainsaw slashes were accompanied by orange sheets of friction before crashing to the ground and tearing up the street. Then you have the regular interval regular guys in order to get some heals up before the next bit. Fun. The only fun I grasp from this fight is the usual deal for this game. I just like watching the flashy moves that are being thrown out every 2 seconds by either side, especially Blade Wolf, whose chainsaw slashes were accompanied by orange sheets of friction before crashing to the ground and tearing up the street. Then you have the regular interval regular guys in order to get some heals up before the next fight. The best part was finally getting in that heavy attack combo and just pounding it into the freaking dirt in order to beat out some anger from failed attempts. Continuing the fluid combat with a brutal foe in his small army allotment, Blade Wolf easily earns his 9 Triforce score for being a great fight. Blade Wolf is a boss that really came out of fucking nowhere. Where do you meet this guy? After he's cut a huge hole into the hallway you're walking out of and crashing to the street below with Blade Wolf about to pounce on your face, and after some good-natured ribbing about Blade Wolf's grand intellect, we finally get to the battle, and it's a gritty, in-your-face scrapping duel between a sword fighter and a chainsaw robot dog who's out for your blood. However, it's not too difficult, and it is easier to do with Blade Wolf sacrificing defense in order to get out more attack power, and doubling that with getting generic enemies in the battle as well keeps the pace up, and that's what really holds this all together. The fact that an attempt could take the player about 5 minutes, and after a final score of 24 1/3 out of 30, it's definitely not a battle I'll soon forget. Because it seems like we took Blade Wolf along for the ride. But until then, I will leave you all with a victory for gamers and hope to see you at the next episode. Have a good one.